All right. Pretty sure 7 weeks out from Deadlift for Dogs, which means 2 more weeks of these pause deadlifts, I believe, on the primary deadlift day. And then we go into a peaking block for our primary deadlift day where it's obviously non-pause deadlifts, and we hit some top singles, we hit some heavy stuff. So we're getting pretty hard, pretty heavy on these pause deadlifts. It's been a while since I've done, well, heavy deadlifts, but like especially heavy pause deadlifts. Sometimes it's a little hard knowing that I've hit these numbers for way more, but I am a lot lighter. Lifting as a priority on my list at the moment in life is just a little down. Mainly focusing, if you haven't listened to the podcast and stuff, on health and fertility, and I've really stepped up things like nutrition, but I'm on track with training again. So really, pushing as hard as I can for Deadlift for Dogs, but it is hard sometimes to look in the mirror or do one of these lifts and go, shit, that's a lot lower than I thought. Well, then what I've done, you know? But here we are, we're doing it, we're trying. Hopefully at this point in prep, I think I'm looking at like anywhere between 320 and 340. I don't know how the top end's gonna hold up. We'll know when we get to those top singles in a few weeks, but the pause deadlifts are going well so far. I think a 265 for 3 on a top set last week at 7-ish. So assuming that things feel the same now, if I can beat that by a little bit, I get to like a 275, 275 today. I'll be happy with that as long as I keep the pauses good. I'm meant to be pausing it just off the ground for rigidity and stability through my back and just control overall, just trying to build that back. I've been missing that by a little bit. I've been pausing like more close to the knee, which is very common because that's much easier, right? Like pausing just off the ground is hard, but it exposes all the weaknesses that you want to expose and make it challenging in the hardest place. You want to make it challenging, but like all things in lifting, it's not like we're trying to do it wrong. It's just your body's trying to survive. It's just trying to do it, right? In any means necessary. And I've been letting that part of my brain win as opposed to being able to control it, which is, in my opinion, part of an elite powerlifter is like being able to override that signal and override that fight or flight, survival, whatever you want to call it, and do what the fuck you know works, what you've been training for. So today I've done some hamstring calf roller bridges, some adductor side planks, some lateral jumps as my warm-up, as it is for every primary deadlift day. Then I've got the paused triple at 7.5, some sixes of a normal deadlift after, based on that top triple on the pause, and then following up with some leg press, some leg extension, some back extension, and some extended range sit-ups. Let's go. Feel good wedging, floating really well. When you're deadlifting, whether it's conventional sumo, there's this concept of like pulling slack out of the bar that is a combination of like wedging into it hard, as in kind of pulling with your upper body whilst pushing with your lower body to kind of get under the bar, kind of scoop the bar off the floor, create a lot of tension in the bar to the point where like it's about to leave the floor, but it's not quite there yet. Doing this allows you to kind of just kind of get your body ready for it. So like if you're in a tug of war, like getting the slack out of that rope and ready to go before the person says go, you start pulling and you're already ready, you're there, you're in position. Similar thing here. That's what pulling slack is, that's what wedging is, that's what that scooping action is. We're trying to do that. We're not just kind of like sitting into the position and then just go. That can work too, but it's something that I found that taking a little bit of time off has made difficult to get back. As in like my rhythm, just to get that right is difficult. So whether these were pauses or whether these were not pauses, as you'll see in future weeks, I'll still do pauses on my warm-ups to try and like just get that wedging action, that scooping action better. And it'll come off the ground now when I do it, which actually looks like just a pause deadlift, but like I call it floating the bar. It'll just come off the ground when it's light, and then when I get to the heavier weights, if this was 300 kilos, it would just bend. It wouldn't actually come off the ground, but it's really important to get that action. It's the same action that I'll do for 70, 120, 170, 220, etc. Right up heavy. Something I need to be careful of. My blood sugar, ever since being diabetic, obviously something that I have to watch. You can see there, even from the start of the session, it's been going downhill pretty quick. So we're some sugar now. Since I've still got 1 or 2 before I'll start really feeling it. It's going to be important. All right, 220. This is straps on. Glad to wear them in Deadlift For Dogs, so I'm not super worried about it. I'm just putting them on when I feel like I need it. Still no belt. Maybe the next set. All right, solid, feeling good. I'm pretty sure I'm an engineer, so gains engineer. Chuck that belt on now. I'm gonna figure out too loose, too small, the ultimate conundrum. All right. Come on. Let's see, Mum. Easy. All right, pretty happy with that top set. They were legit pauses, I felt. Maybe I'll watch the video back. It's definitely around the 7.5 mark. Pretty happy with the difficulty. Feel like there's a lot more there. Might bump it up a little bit more next week. But really keen to do some not pause work. These are 6s at 10% less, which would put it around 245, but last week I did 245, and I think I have to look back at my data, but I'm fairly sure they were fucking easy as. So rather than do that, I'm just going to still drop, but a bit heavier. So I might go 255. A little harder than we want. So off that last set, had a look at my phone. Despite this, like it stabilized a bit, but it was dropping still a little bit further down into the kind of area with blood sugar that kind of do feel it, like from a performance and just like kind of a brain foggy point of view. So just had a bit more, a bit of a rest. And yeah, let's make this set better. Kiva's like, oh, I know a guy that can help you actually. He's my friend. Still feeling a little bit fucked, but it's all right. It's the reality of these sessions. Bit better for sure. Whew. Not gonna lie, this is feeling a little bit harder than I would like it to be. Put the knee sleeves on, but I don't know, just a little bit tender after those deadlifts. Still way better than they were before the PRP. But they have their days. All right, go a little bit wider, try and take a little bit of pressure off the knees. See how we go. Enough. Oh, fuck. So I feel pretty slow on the bottom, but it's fucking easy because it's an annoying part of it. Still not the range that I want, but at the end of the session, I usually get a drop in blood sugar when I'm finished as I calm down. So annoyingly, I've been taking too long between my sets because I feel like it's like a circle. The deadlift results went good, and just honestly should have probably started drinking the muscles a little bit earlier or eating a little bit more food. Didn't get the full benefit of the session, but I'll go home now, I'll eat a heap, and just do better next time with it. But yeah, not the worst session, not the best session. Take it from there.